Hi, I'm Tom. I run a record label called Hurricane Records. I also play in a band called TRNDS, and today we are going to look at a 2025 release strategy, or a year in review as we call it on the Hurricane Academy. So before we get into it, this is obviously our first kind of video doing something like this, giving you some sort of educational content on how to release music and how to get a bigger audience. So let me introduce myself just quickly, just so you know that I'm not just some random guy trying to give you advice. So my name's Tom. I have been signed by other labels in the past. Things didn't work out too well. It made me think I'm going to create my own label. And so far, we've been running for a good few years now. 2024 was probably the biggest year for us yet, in the sense of getting our acts more noticed on socials, getting them out playing more, having a more consistent release schedule. And yeah, I made music a full-time job in about 2018 or 2019. And since then, I've been able to run my own business. So let's jump straight into it. 2025 release plan. Now, I do have an editor working on this, and I'm hoping I'm about to do something, and something really cool is going to happen. So let's look at the 2025 plan. What we're going to do, for an example, so that this makes more sense and actually is like a real life example, we're going to use my own band, TRNDS, and I'm hoping that my editor is going to put the word TRNDS here so you see it. So we have a single coming out at the start of the year called Love If You Want It, and hopefully that's also popped up there. And I'm going to use that song, that single release, as an example for this entire plan, okay? So, firstly, the song comes out on January 10th. Today, as of recording this, it's November 21st, 2024. So that is about 7 weeks in advance. Firstly, let's explain why we've sent this song to all our DSPs. So whether you're using DistroKid, you're using CD Baby, you're using Emu Bands. I solely use Emu Bands. I find that the easiest and the best to use and the best for customer service. Everyone has their own opinions. That's absolutely fine. We're going to use that as an example. We're just going to talk about Emu as we're talking about this. So we've sent that to our DSPs 7 weeks in advance. The reason we sent it 7 weeks in advance, and it comes to another point that we'll delve deeper into in a later video, or even on the Hurricane Academy, you can read a bit about it there, because I see so many conflicting bits of information concerning this about Spotify playlist pitching. So I was watching a video recently where somebody was talking about you want to do your Spotify playlist pitch 4 weeks in advance. Okay, I've also been told 6 weeks in advance, and from Spotify themselves, I've been told 7 weeks in advance. Okay, so there's a lot of conflicting information, and what's kind of hit me in more recent weeks is I think it's to do with geography and where you're based. So I think some of the ones that are talking about 4 weeks are mostly based in the US, where there might be more people to actually go through the pitches and place the songs on playlists and stuff, whereas I'm based in the UK, maybe there's less. That's the only way I can think about it. So I would always do it 7 weeks in advance, even if I was in the US, because the earlier you get it in, the more chance anyway. So we've put our song towards our DSP this week, 7 weeks prior to the actual single release on January 10th. When January 10th comes, here's exactly what we're looking to do. Okay, so week 1 on January 10th, I'm going to grab my calendar and open that up just so that I've got it here, and I can give you some actual dates. And what you can do is on January 10th, you can go away and look and see if I've actually stuck to this, and you'll see that everything that we do from January 10th onwards is going to get more and more views. Okay, so let's look at this specifically in the terms of YouTube, and then what we do is we go back, and this is normally the way we explain it in the PDFs because it just makes the most sense. Okay, so at the moment, YouTube is rewarding and pushing people who are kind of diving into the algorithm and uploading bi-weekly. So what bi-weekly means is every fortnight, every 2 weeks. Okay, so if we release our song on January 10th, what I would do is I want to upload, it's going to hit my streaming platforms, my Spotify, Apple Music, Deezer, Tidal, the rest of them. Okay, it's going to reach those and be released on January 10th. On January 10th, what I'm also going to do is I'm going to schedule a YouTube video. Okay, now that YouTube video is literally just the album artwork with the track behind it. And what I normally do is, in this situation, I would put up, it would say TRNDS dash Love If You Want It then in brackets, audio only. Okay, and if you have a look at the YouTube channel, you'll see in the YouTube channel that all of our singles that are released on day one, they'll all be kind of formatted that way. Okay, so week 1, that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to release our audio. Week 2, we're not going to do anything. Now, last year's plan, we had quite a lot of content to make, a lot of long form content. See, if you're not at the point where you've made music a full-time job, then it means that you don't have a lot of time. You might be out working and stuff, so making so much content, making weekly long form content can be hard, so let's look at it bi-weekly. And if you have the time to be able to do the long form content, then by all means we'll have a look at what you should be doing in the in between weeks. Okay, but at the moment, January 10th are audio. January 24th is 2 weeks after. That's our next important date. So what I'm going to do on January 24th is I'm going to do a lyric video. Now, this might just be something like a still image with the lyrics above it, but something more visual is going to work, So I'm going to leave some examples in the description of this video as well of some cool lyric videos that are eye-catching and maybe something you should look at. One that sticks out to me at the moment is the song One Foot by Fun, where their lyric video is like a camera kind of going through a studio, and they've got like all the words are written on the floor and stuff, and it's really cool, and there's some like really cool visual effects on it. Something like that. The more visual, the better. People are going to be drawn into it. Okay, so that's our next important date, January 24th. Our next one is February 7th. Okay, that's 2 weeks after January 24th. It's February 7th, and what we're going to do at that point is we're going to release our music video. Now, it's hard to make a music video, right? And it can be a lot of money if you're doing a very professional one. However, most iPhones these days and other phones, they have the 4K cameras. They can record in 60 FPS. You can do an easy music video. It can be you walking down the street, lip syncing to the track. If you have friends, get them involved. We have a guy at the moment on the label who is doing a music video solely on his iPhone, and we actually have a nightclub next door, and we're good friends with the nightclub. We actually put on live music events in the nightclub. We do a lot for them, they do a lot for us. So what we're doing is we're actually getting into the nightclub, and luckily, because we're so friendly, they're giving us the venue for free. We're just going to go in one evening and record a music video on an iPhone. iPhones can do the job. If you have the budget there, then by all means go out and do it. And again, we're going to talk about music videos in another video, because I'm on the fence for music videos personally, but the point of it is YouTube is a massive place at the moment for finding new music. So the more you're uploading, the more people are going to see, and the more possibility you've got of being noticed. Okay, so February 21st is going to be our next important date, and on February 21st what we want to do is release an alternate version. Now, my favourite go-to here is I'll do a piano version or I'll do a acoustic version of the track. But see, if you have friends that are like DJs, for instance, get them to do a remix of the version. If you have friends from other bands, do like some sort of collab, If you have the project and all the stems, then get them to maybe like, do a verse on it, sing a verse, sing a chorus. If you know a rapper, get them to put down a rap over the bridge or something, or you can do a live version with someone, if you've got a friend and you don't have the project to get someone to record onto it. Do an acoustic version or a piano version and get them to sing a verse. There's tons of different things you can do for alternate versions. We've got a guy at the moment on the label who, for his alternate versions, we're basically doing like dance mixes of them, which is basically like a kind of remix, but it's more of a kind of club feel, So, the weirder the idea, the cooler. We had one song a while ago, and sometimes what we do when we're in the studio practicing is we do like a kind of jazz version of it, and the drummer will hit out with a kind of swing, be like a and then it'll be like the walking bass, and we'll do like a jazz version of a song, So the more out of the ordinary the idea is, the better. And then that takes us to week 9, which would be March 7th. And on this date, it's basically repeating the process. Our week 9 for our first single is week 1 of our second single. So at that point, it's basically just hitting it out, which means March 21st would be our lyric video. April 4th would be our music video. April 18th, which is actually Good Friday, is our alternate version. So we're uploading to YouTube every fortnight, and we are releasing a song basically every 2 months. So that is our weekly plan, monthly plan, bi-monthly, 2 monthly, bi-monthly. That's our plan for 2025, and we just repeat the process for the entire year. Now, let's talk about short form content as well, and how easy doing this plan actually makes your short form content. So when you release the song, obviously what we like to do is we get some little videos in the studio of us playing the song. We lip sync it, either the tag or we do the chorus or something, and what we'll do is we'll just sync that up to the music and release it on the run up to the actual song being released, and then a little bit after it as well. And the reason for that is it's advertising. People are going to see it, people have somewhere to go, they can go to Spotify and actually listen to the song if the song's out yet. Moving on from that, if we have a lyric video coming out on week 3 of our plan, we can cut that up into little 15 to 20 second segments, upload that throughout the week, and it means we're always promoting this track. Same with the music video. All we need to do is clip that into little 15-20 second segments, and we're uploading those as Facebook and Instagram Reels, YouTube Shorts, TikTok videos. Same with the alternate version. All we're doing is just taking these. This is long form content that is easy to be clipped up into little short form content. Also, there's other ideas for short form content that you can check out in the Hurricane Academy. We've got a list of things you can actually do and things that are actually hitting and things that people like to see. But that makes the short form content so much easier because you actually have long form content there that you're able to just cut up and put into little 15 to 20 second, even 30 second segments. Now, let's talk about those in between weeks. Obviously, we've done a lot of skipping, okay? In those weeks, you can do anything. Upload a cover, do an acoustic cover of a song, do a full band cover of a song. If you are a full band, do a full band cover. If you're a solo singer, do a cover of a song. Even I saw people recently, what they're doing is like they're uploading videos of them explaining the song, and that stuff's interesting. You know, I mean, people like to know what they're actually dancing to or like singing about, you know. Another one is, because we do all our own producing, is we actually are going to do a YouTube kind of series where we're going to go through our entire back catalogue and talk about the production, because we have other projects here on this computer, so we can talk about how we wrote it, how we produced it, things like that, and then that will continue in to the new singles. When those are released, we'll then upload a version where we kind of dissect it. Other cool things is, see if you've done an actual music video, just record some behind the scenes footage as well, you know what I mean? So there's another piece of long form content just after the music video comes out, you know what I mean? You could, if our music videos come out in week 5, we could do that in week 6. So there's tons of ideas from behind the scenes to explaining the song to doing a production kind of YouTube video, doing a live performance of it, doing a cover, you know what I mean? There's 5 ideas, you know, and all we need is 1, 2, 3, 4. All we need is 4 to fill in the gaps, and we've got 5 ideas there. Again, it's one of those things where, like, the more out of field that the idea is, the cooler it might be, because people might be like, oh yeah, that's a really cool idea and didn't think of that. So that's a 2025 plan. As well as doing this, obviously throughout 2025 we want to be gigging and stuff, we want to be out actually promoting the single, promoting the song. You want to be doing as much as you can to actually get it out to ears. However, that is our year in review, as we call it here. I'm hoping this has made sense and it's kind of looked cool. Obviously I've got a little editor working on it, who is actually Alex from TRNDS, who's helping me out here. So hopefully this has all made sense and it's stuck in your head. Again, we do have the Hurricane website at www.hurricanerecords.co.uk. On that, we do have the Hurricane Academy, which you can sign up to, and the PDF for the visualizer for this, so that you can actually see it, will be on there, as well as other visualizers for single release strategy and how to get the single ready. Anyway, that is our 2025 plan. Again, you can check all this out on www.hurricanerecords.co.uk. Join up to the Academy, where we'll have PDF versions of all this, as well as a dedicated Discord server where you can actually speak to us and get advice. So until then, thank you for watching. Hope you've enjoyed it. Remember to like the video and subscribe to the channel. We release new music quite regularly. And yeah, we'll upload more videos talking about actual release strategies, Spotify playlists, things like albums versus singles, things like that. Okay? But until then, I've been Tom from Hurricane Records. Thank you for watching.